Everyone. What's going on? All right. Some early action. Up to 30 people already. This is great. I think that I could think. Oh, StreamYard changed a little bit. I think I can put the comments right up on the screen here for you guys. Everybody can see them, no matter where they're at. Who we rooting for here today? We rooting for the SEC? Huh? Anybody? My kids are still awake, so they might just barge into the live stream here. I just wanted to catch up with you guys. So it's been a minute. Didn't finish the season off in the pod last year. Been a long year for the boy. Got Arkansas coming up to the plate here. I need some people in the chat. Where are my friends? Do I need to open up a call line and get people live on the stream here? Chris and I may do this together here soon, but he wasn't able to do it tonight, so that would have been fortunate. All right. Admittedly, I don't know a ton about the pitcher here for LSU, Anderson. I follow pretty much Florida State baseball, and that's about it when it comes to the College World Series. But I do enjoy, or when it comes to college baseball. Booze is in the chat. Booze says, "Boo pig." I do see what you did there. Jeff Williams in the chat says, "Good job. Love to see it." Good to see you, Jeff. Thanks for tuning in. All right. I'm going to just sit back. I've never done this by myself. It's kind of weird. Arkansas. Okay. I feel like with the field in Omaha now, you're not getting a lot of high scores in the College World Series these days. Let me just make sure that that's not directly contradicted by by play earlier this yesterday and today, but I think it's typically low out there. Everybody getting ready for baseball. To me, like I actually love that what the College World Series and college baseball in general has become. I think when you talk about this, everyone's been in this conversation about NIL and transfer portal and all that, and how it's ruining college football. And to a certain extent, I believe that to be the case. I liked what we had before, but that's okay. But I think college baseball has actually gotten a lot better. Who we got sitting behind home plate here? So this kid at shortstop, this Arkansas kid, I have been seeing him, and the only reason I'm really in tune with what he's got going on is because he was up for the Dick Hauser Trophy with Liam Doyle from Tennessee and Lodis from Florida State. So I started tuning in a little bit more on his stuff, and I really haven't seen him do much in the postseason, but I know that he's considered to be a baller. And he just took a walk from where I am live. I don't know if I'm behind. Jeff Williams in the chat says, anyone know the shot count out there? I know LSU is winning by 1 billion and the UCLA has the least. That's about all I know. I think LSU is closing in on like over 5,000 the last time I saw a tweet from it. So very cool tradition. I think I just found out that I don't know if it's all or some of the money that they raise for those shots, which I believe are $5 a piece, go to the food bank near the college, each college. So it's pretty cool. what is anybody that's in the chat here? What was the Vegas odds for this game? Oh, here we go. Arkansas is the favorite. -125. Over under is 8.5. Yeah, see, 8.5 seems so low for a college baseball game, but I'm sure these pitchers are probably pretty legit. What else we got going on? Everybody ready for football? I do love baseball, college baseball more than I used to, but yeah, it still remains a filler sport for football at the moment. Not exactly fired up for the Knowles season this year. Potentially Mike Norvell's last season as coach, which I hate. I think he's a good dude. Met him. Seems like a really good dude, but can't go 2-10. A place like Florida State, people will get restless. So I think Vegas win totals 7.5 for the Knowles this year, which in the ACC is pretty tough. Pretty tough reality. But you got Alabama, Florida, Clemson, Miami on the schedule for this year. So if I'm a betting man, we probably don't win any of those games at least at this point. So got to hope to win the rest, which would put you at what, 8-4? We'll see. I hope my kids don't kill themselves or each other outside. Shut the door to my office. Yeah. So, anyways, just wanted to tune in here. It's been a while since I've fired up the mic, fired up the camera, fired up StreamYard. StreamYard looks completely different than the last time I logged in here, so I just wanted to make sure it worked. We most likely, we do have someone who has accepted a role with the pod for the fall that will help us just produce the live show. So hopefully that comes through. And yeah, I think Chris and I's biggest thing is, obviously both of us have full-time jobs outside of the pod, and it used to be actually like a paid role for both of us when we were with a prior company, but now that we are not, we don't make any money on the pod yet. I said yet. So anybody that wants to help out, pitch in, be a part of it, can't pay you, but who's my pick for the Open? See, I am a wise golf guy, and I know that you're talking about the quote-unquote British Open, not the currently being played U.S. Open, because nobody calls the U.S. Open the Open. So, Jeff, I'm just going to assume you mean the British, because that's what a wise golf man would do. And, Rory's form is not great. Brooks seems to kind of be down it back in. I already made a driver switch, and although I don't think he'll win. The leaderboard sucks for the U.S. Open right now, by the way. I don't know if you golf fans are out there watching that, but last I saw it was like Sam Burns, although, hey, he's an LSU guy. Like JJ Spawn, Lawrence, I don't even know who that is. So I'm hoping tomorrow there's a lot more movement with some of the premier guys. Hovland kind of making the return. Okay, so back to the Open. I always like, I mean, you got the main guys. It's hard to go against Scheffler at any point. Shane Lowry, I like him at the British. I mean, I would say Rory, but he's just not. I mean, my man is just chucking his club all over the course. Dude, okay, so Adam Scott, yeah, wasn't sure Adam Scott still played. Okay, so legit, I was looking at the leaderboard earlier today, and I see T12, Mark Leishman, and honestly, I pay pretty close attention. I've paid less attention this year than I have in the last probably 5 with golf. But I legitimately thought Mark Leishman just didn't play anymore. I had no idea. Come to find out, he's on Live, but I seriously thought that he had retired or just, I don't know. I mean, so I was kind of shocked to see his name on the leaderboard. Where's the British being played this year? Let's see, Royal Portrush. Okay. I don't know that that's giving me any hints on who to pick, but Royal Portrush it is. Ooh, my boy Shane Lowry won the last time it was at Portrush because that's his home course. Didn't know that. I'm kind of glad that I picked Shane Lowry before I even saw that. Although I think he was like plus 18 in the U.S. Open, which I don't know if you like. So you guys that watch golf a lot, I'm sure you probably do prefer to see kind of what we're seeing at Oakmont, which is like complete just ravaging of the field. As Big Cat would say, the course is winning. He always roots for the course. Course seems to be winning for the U.S. Open. But yeah, I don't know that I love to just see guys hacking it out all over the place around the course. You know, if I have it my way, like watching the Masters when Rory hit that damn shot. Well, I can't remember what hole that is, but 15, something like that, where he just, I mean, everyone knows the shot if you watch golf. I prefer to see stuff like that, like something that I know I'll never be able to do because I'm gonna shoot 100 basically anywhere I play, and then if it's like Oakmont, yeah, we're looking like 150 here, boys. The kid is not good at golf. Shocking when you play like 3 times a year. But I prefer to see like stuff that I'm never going to see playing with a dude like a buddy of mine that's like actually a pretty decent golfer. Like not this what we're looking at the U.S. Open where nobody can get out of the root. No one can get out of the rough. Lowry had a weird penalty, didn't he? I don't actually know. I've got my kids with me, and it is tough to watch every shot of golf when they are bored out of their minds. But for those of you that live in the Atlanta area, it's been raining basically all summer so far. So not a lot to do. And I've got a 3-year-old son who doesn't know how to swim yet. So tough to take him to the pool without having a heart attack. 60 you guys in here. We appreciate it. Lowry picked up his ball without marking it. Was a funny scene when he realized it, just punished by Oakmont. Oh, yeah, I saw a clip of Lowry out there just being like, fuck this place. Which, I mean, damn. I feel like that on my home course here. All right. Any LSU? I see Dan Matthews in chat here. I know he's an LSU guy. Former producer Dan, living out in Houston now, doing radio out there. Any other LSU or Arkansas fans? I don't think we have a huge Arkansas contingent. If I had to break down who actually listens to us, I think it'd probably be like 40% Georgia fans, 30% Alabama fans, and the rest kind of trickle in. I don't know what would be number 3. Those are definitely the top 2, I would say. You look at the map of who's listening. So I don't know I don't know that we have a ton of Arkansas fans, but yeah, I was watching the Super Regional. My God, their facilities and everything about their stadium is in a different stratosphere compared to Florida State. We're very far behind on our baseball stuff. I think we'll get there in time when we join one of the big 2 conferences. All right, Dan Matthews is calling his shot here. True freshman Derek Curriel going to go deep. Let's see. I've got him on a no-2 count here. That seems to be getting more difficult for him by the minute. Had a good time watching LSU win the championship a couple years ago with producer Dan at his house, rocking the LSU jersey and hat and all. I will say, I do think that if I had to have to pick an SEC team, I think LSU would be the program I root for. They remind me of Florida State in a lot of ways, where they're not always in the discussion, but they're going to pop their head up and win a championship every couple, once a decade. Always good at baseball. Florida State can't get over the hump when it comes to a championship in baseball, but they got a pretty damn good program. Basketball program's a mess. I don't see that getting better anytime soon, unfortunately. But LSU's basketball program is really not that great either. All right. Curiel battling back. 3-2 count. I think my ESPN game tracker is ahead of the game by like one or 2 seconds. So who's everybody got winning the SEC this year in football? Georgia won it last year, even though they had a down year, which is certainly impressive. I'd actually be interested to see what Georgia's like this year with Stockton at QB. And Carson Beck down in Miami. Could be weird. All right, a little walk for Curiel there. Good enough there, Dan. Let me take a look at this lineup here. So Jones is the guy, I'm guessing, batting third, hitting 327. Fry's hitting 337. Curiel 347. Damn, Braswell. The third baseman's hitting 201. Dan, what's going on there? Can't have a third baseman hitting in the 9-hole, hitting 201. That's brutal. See, like a elite glove or something at the hot corner? I don't know why you'd have him in the lineup otherwise. Jeff, you got the Dogs. That is a shocker. Nah, I mean the dog. I mean, it's tough to pick against Georgia when they recruit at that level. That's pretty much where my pessimism on Florida State comes from, is just our inability to recruit. And I feel bad for Mike. I mean, I don't feel bad that he can't recruit. You're getting paid $10 million, but I just don't think he's cut out for the cutthroat recruiting down in the Southeast. Did a good job in the portal for a couple years and turned that into an undefeated regular season and ACC championship. But then a bunch of those guys sat out, and you got your ass beat by Georgia, which people wanted to be like, you know what? Half the team's out. Maybe it's a blip on the radar. Then you go into the next season and you win 2 games, 1 FBS game. Can't happen. And recruiting's not getting any better, although I will say it's hard to recruit when you go 2-10 and you're in the ACC. So I think some of it has to do with circumstance and some of it has to do with, let's be honest, we still didn't recruit that well even when we had a great season. So I don't know. Yeah, I've had talks with a bunch of my buddies, and I went, "Hey, this guy's from Chris Stanfield's from Tallahassee. Look at that, traitor." That's what I say. Dan, you guys pulled this guy out of Tallahassee, huh? 417 with bases loaded. Oh, that's the team. Damn. LSU's hitting 417 with the bases loaded. The Braves could use some of that. Oh! Okay, LSU. 1 run? Yeah. Buddy, the face paint. You can't. A grown man can't do face paint. I came around to the jersey thing. Like, I've got a Braves jersey that I'll rock to the games. I don't love it. Maybe I should make fun of myself for that. But you can't go face paint as a grown man. That's just That's brutal. All right. 1-0 LSU here. I thought that was actually hit a little bit harder than it was. Oh. I wonder if Chris could join me here from his phone or something. I'm sure that'll go well. All right. What just happened? I missed it. The kid with hitting 200, did he just get plunked? Huh. Did that actually hit him? That's exactly what Florida State did. Florida State on that. I don't know if you guys watched the Florida State Oregon State game, especially when 2 of the games started at 9 p.m. But we were up, I think, by 3 or 4 runs in the 9th inning and blew it in game 1. And one of the things that led to that was walking a guy that was hitting under 200, which was tough to see with 2 outs. It's like, my guy, how about you just throw the ball straight down the plate? There's like what's called an 80% chance that it's not going to be a hit, but 100% chance he's going to get on base if you walk him. What do you guys want to chat about? You guys want to chat Georgia, Tennessee? What's going on with this Tennessee guy, this football player that's in trouble with the law? You guys want to talk no Kings? I'm just kidding. I don't want to talk no Kings. Kids are out in the family room watching Bigfoot Family or something. How many of y'all have kids in the chat? Kids are tough. They make life difficult, but better. Oh, not the ground into double play. Oh, he's safe. All right. You're going to take this inning here if you're LSU, no doubt. They haven't really hit the ball very hard, but they're up 3-0. Was I mansplaining golf earlier? Booza has thrown out vicious allegations of mansplaining golf in our fraternity group chat, and I don't love that, Booza. Am I mansplaining to you guys? I don't know. It's probably why I don't have a wife anymore. I don't know when I'm mansplaining. Ethan Fry. Ooh. Damn, this kid's big. How tall is this dude? All right, meeting at the mound. My man's about to be at 40 pitches through 2 innings. All right. Oh, damn, they pulled him? Not what you want. Oh, damn, girl said bye. Uh-oh. I feel a glove throw coming. Where is it, Root? Yeah. Simple toss. Damn, Jeff, you got a 16-year-old at an Old Dominion concert right now? Buddy, I'm not looking forward to those years, man. My daughter turns 7 in September, and I'm already worried. My business partner's got I think his oldest daughter's like late middle school. Nope. Stories he's telling me. I don't want it. I mean, of course, we'll get there soon. Soon's relative, but yeah, the girl thing is tough. I don't know. The boy thing is actually tough too, though. To be honest, for those of you that have boys, I really struggle with. I get a lot angrier at my son, even though he's only 3 and she's 6. I don't like. It's hard for me to raise my voice with her, but with him, no problems. It's like an alpha thing. Like he tries to out alpha me at 3, and I don't know. We kind of get after it. I'm a little worried about what it's going to be like when he's at an age where he might throw fisticuffs. But 3-year-olds are also tough to please. Took them to get ice cream today. Frozen yogurt, I should clarify. And had the full array of toppings that you can choose from there. And I'm taking them through slowly, making sure they see all of their choices, especially him, because he has a tendency to hone in on the sprinkles and probably move on after that. So give them the spread of what they have available to them, come home, eating the ice cream. We hit a point where he realizes that sister has a cherry in hers. Why don't I have a cherry? And so then you got to explain, well, son, you had to pick the cherry, put it in your ice cream. You had the opportunity. And you didn't do it. And then apparently that was everyone's fault but his. Dang. This mask that this dude wore. This dude that the shooting in Minneapolis Minneapolis. Yeah. All right. LSU trying to turn this into a big inning here. And this kid on the mound looks young. Throwing 95. Good to see Spencer. Any Braves fans in the chat? Spencer Strider out there throwing 98 today. Acuna's a monster. The team still sucks right now, but that's at least good to see. So is Hovland's gonna win the U.S. Open? All right, Arkansas got out of it. All right, once this game gets to about 8:00, I'm gonna have to go put my kids to bed. But again, just want to do something real quick, check in with you guys, let you know first of all that I'm still alive. I don't tweet that much anymore. I don't really do a ton of social media anymore. I was actually looking at my own Instagram for those that follow me on Instagram. For those that don't, at Tyler Huck. Hey. But I looked at my profile, and the last picture I had posted was from Christmas. I was like, I mean, I post on my story every once in a while, but I was like, you know what? I'm sure there's like those fringe friends that you have, or like family members that you don't necessarily talk to a bunch, that they basically at this point only know what you're up to because of social media. And I was thinking there's probably like a subsection of people that probably have no idea what I'm like, if I'm even alive. There's no sign of me since December. So post it on Instagram. Don't tweet except at Vandy fans. I did crush some Vandy fans today. It seemed out of line, but I told Chris I'm taking on the villain role this year on the pod. Done with all the SEC bullshit. All right. We're all, we all play the same sport. ACC football is pretty bad though, I will say. But this stupid argument online over the last 2 weeks about people getting mad that the SEC had all these teams in, and then other conference fans, which I don't think there are a ton of like other conference fans outside of the SEC. Not hating, but like you got all these other fans being like, well, they only get 2 teams in out of the 13 that they got into the postseason. And then it's like people are like, then the SEC fans are like getting after Duke baseball fans for losing to Murray State. That's just like, guys, can we not? Like, can we just enjoy this? Does anyone really care about Duke baseball? Seemed like a lot of people cared. But yes, I did. I kind of went against my own advice there and went after some Vandy fans because the Barstool Vandy account tweeted out like record low numbers for the College World Series because Vandy's not in it. And I just simply posed the question, how many passionate Vandy fans, any sport, do you think exists in the world? I put the number at 50,000. I could be high. I could be high there. So yeah, I feel like the only time people tune into Vandy games is when like the other team is like Georgia or Bama or Tennessee. I mean, I don't think there's a ton of people tuning in to Vandy, New Mexico, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let's get Chris on yelling into his phone at whatever Buckhead bar he's at. I believe Chris is in Columbia right now. What's going on at the this parade in DC? I've got to feel the security has got to be insane for that. Can we just come together as a like this isn't even a political statement, but like everyone's just got to stop trying to own each other over politics. Like we're trying to own each other over like if like a Democrat or Republican like shot these 2 Democrat Congress people. Like can we just stop doing that? Like it's pretty horrific. Like I saw people championing like the CEO of United Healthcare getting gunned down. It's like, where are we at as a society when we're like applauding that? I get the premise, don't get me wrong, but yeah, a little over the discourse on Twitter these days, which is why I don't tweet a ton. But yeah, when you throw a Vandy tweet out there, you best believe I'm hopping all over that one. That was not the best at bat there for that fella. Strike looking, strike swinging. Tuffy. It's like a Michael Harris at bat. Or Nazi Albies at bat. I like Michael Harris a lot, but sometimes it's tough to watch him at the plate. Quiet crowd here tonight. I don't like talking to myself. Ooh. Little double play action for the Tigers. Go Tiger. Did you guys see that viral video of the dude that was on, I think he's at like the beach or something. He saw Coach O and said roll Tide, and Coach O had a real problem with it. Which I can respect. All right, I probably got another half inning here in me, and then I got to go get these kids down to bed. So Chris and I were thinking about doing one of these live streams where it's just 2 of us and we're just chatting football or whatever topics, really potentially opening up the The OnlyFans line? Not the OnlyFans. What did we call that? It's a playoff of OnlyFans. Angry fans. Sorry. Angry fans line, but like live. Like we'll let people call in live and just talk. I think that'd be fun. Although I don't know if I trust all of you to I guess we don't really have a corporate overlord at this point. When we were working for a company, there were certain topics that we were not allowed to touch. We're freelance now, baby. We talk whatever we want. Y'all want to talk No Kings? Let's talk No Kings. I really don't want to talk No Kings, but if we have to, we can. All right. One more half inning here. It's good to check in with everybody. Thank you for. I think at one point what were we at right here? 71 people tuned in right now. So I appreciate all of you guys stopping in. Appreciate Booza, Jeff, Dan in the chat, keeping it lively. I can't be entertaining alone. So, but I just wanted to check in mostly and tell everybody that we definitely are coming back in the fall, probably before fall, preview season. We'll get the pod going again. Thinking about some changes when it comes to potentially. This is all needs to be worked out still between me and Chris, but how often we record, what days we record. We've already made some movement on getting a producer for the live show, so I don't have to sit here and fuck with everything while I'm trying to focus on chatting about football. It's probably not shocking to say that Chris knows a lot more than I do about the ins and outs of what's going on currently. He's also got a brain for remembering like specific things that happened in games in the past that I don't really understand how his brain works that way. So for me, it's oftentimes I'm trying to forward the conversation. I watch a lot, but it's not my job. A, B, I think I said last year on the pod, I'm now a single dad. So half the times at the very least, I have my kids all day on Saturday by myself, and it's impossible to sit there and watch games all Saturday. Now, the Saturdays that I don't have the kids, T-Hug might be popping tops at 11:30 and going till 11:30 p.m. I mean, those days can be good, but I don't get them every weekend. It's tough to stay on top of the sport like I used to. Even tougher now with the portal, NIL, roster turnover. I mean, Florida State's going to have like 40 new players on the team this year that play minutes, or snaps, I guess, in football. But I'm like an avid tracker of Florida State's roster for the past 25 years. I see stuff they put out on social media, and I'm like, I don't even know who that player is on my own team. So it's getting harder to follow. Recruiting's become impossible to follow because to me it doesn't even really matter what anyone's recruiting class looks like until basically December. Now who knows with this house settlement deal? Maybe it gets a little bit. I would love if we could start getting these kids to sign like multi-year contracts. Okay, I was not wrong about this lady sitting behind home plate. She's a fine mother of two, it appears. Not easy to bring a kid to the ballpark by yourself. Probably her giant husband next to her with the other kid, but either way, fine looking young lady there behind home plate at this game. Weirdly, neither her nor her husband are rocking any of the colors of the two teams, so they may just be like local Nebraskans. Look at that guy. My God, sir. Yeah, there's some interesting fans out here in Omaha. They got the old man behind home plate just rocking the Kansas City Royals hat. He's just here for a good time. He doesn't give a shit who wins this game. I've yet to go out to Omaha. Rosenblatt, never got to go to that. And then now you've got this, what is this, like the Charles Schwab something or the other there now. I have not been out there, but I do wonder because I'm just looking at this first row and it's like there's not one person that is wearing a jersey or like colors of any of the teams in the College World Series, let alone these two. I wonder if it's like kind of corporate-y. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe that's just the front row. Who knows? Do I need to tune in live to this 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army? Like, is it about to be crazy there? Feels like it. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to get in the chat of the White House stream of that. I'm sure that's real healthy to be there right now. Nah. Gackle? This guy's name's Gackle? Ooh. Oh, that's... Dude, that guy just like break his arm? Good Lord, oh, they hurt. All right, buddy. How many wristbands? Can I just say something about just baseball players in general these days? What are we doing? If it's not like the 18 wristbands or basically like the entire face, like putting the eye black that is really supposed to go like right under your eyes to deflect the sun, but putting it like all over your entire face. Or just like the incessant shit talking is insane. Like, and I'm not saying Florida State is one of the worst in the country. Like, one of our best players, Max Williams, like I couldn't stand watching him as a Florida State fan. Like, he'd hit a home run, shit, he'd walk and he'd act like he just hit a Game 7 blast to go to extras. Like, and we're talking like a midweek game against Stetson. The dude walks with bases loaded and he's like flipping his bat and talking shit. Our pitcher called one of the Mississippi State players like a inbred bitch after he struck him out. Like, it used to be like in baseball, I feel like if anything remotely close to that happened, you're just getting a fastball right to the rib cage. Now I just feel like it's expected. Gackle. What a name. Is that how you say that? I don't have the sound on. Gackle. Remember Gack? If anybody grew up in the 90s, Nickelodeon had that Gack stuff that they would sell. Pretty glad that doesn't exist anymore. Tough to live stream a baseball game here, fellas. The rain has subsided. It is 8 o'clock. All right, this is shaping up well. Breaking. Israel has asked the U.S. to join war with Iran. Let's everybody just pump the brakes. Okay. Innings still alive. We will continue. 2 on, 2 out. Dickinson to the plate. 1 for 1 already with a run. What's this layout? Can I do this? It's kind of fun. Hey, there everybody is. Look at me. Look at me. All right. Oh, you guys can kind of see the reflection of the game here in my helmet case. Oof. Yeah, that was Florida State. I think for baseball, they got a pretty sick starter in the portal yesterday, but if they could pick up like 3 arms for the bullpen, like this dude coming in for Arkansas, I'm not sure if he's typically a starter or what, but our bullpen, like for those of you that watched the Sunday game against Oregon State, if the starter doesn't have it and you got to pull them early, like we have absolutely 0 guys that could get an out. That's really quite shocking. All right. That's going to do it for me here. Chris and I will do this soon. And I'm looking forward to the football season this year. I'm in a much better place, headspace than I was, to be honest with you. At the end of last season, I was going through it. And I felt bad, but I told Chris I can't do the pod right now. You know, I just moved into a new house, had the kids on my own for the first time, and I just had way too much on my plate. So starting to figure it out, to figure out how to manage my time when I do have them. And so hopefully this season will be better. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the fall. But Chris and I may do a stream here for one of the, hopefully LSU advances here, and will be for the LSU game when he is available. But good to hear from everybody. Thanks for all 70 plus that tuned in for a literal 1 minute heads up. It's pretty cool to see everybody in here interacting and all that stuff. So I appreciate it, and I will see you guys soon.